Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
So Doc, political persecution, is it perceived or real, as the MPP claims?
Thank you very much. And before we went on break, we were playing a video of Honorable Alexander Afenyomarkin in the Minority Leader in Parliament.
Yes.
I've said this and I'll say it again. Love him or loathe him, love him or hate him. But Afenyomarkin will go into history as one of the most consequential minority leaders. He will also go in as one of the most effective and efficient minority leaders. I didn't know it because of Afenyo's efficiency, effectiveness. The MPP in Parliament would have been run over by the huge numbers of the NDC. He has managed to keep that small minority very relevant and very effective in the House. So, love him or hate him, he is proving his worth, he's proving his effectiveness and efficiency, and he's doing very well. And I think his party and Ghana's democracy itself owe him some amount of gratitude for the good work he's doing. Before I come to this, one of the most visible media practitioners in this country is a gentleman by name Mr. Samson Ladi Ayenani. He's also a lawyer. I want to come with a direct quote from Samson Ladi so we can contextualize this. He says, and I quote, "In less than 2 years, these repressive laws have been used more than the entirety of the Akufo-Addo regime by the current government." If you do it, somebody has been arrested for what the person has said. And there's something, none of these people have so far been convicted by a court. That means that for whatever reason they were arrested, no court has found that there's enough evidence to convict them. I want us to understand that. That none of them, the 13 people, you can start from them. And then none of them have been convicted by a court that what you have said actually merits a crime. That means that in almost all these cases, these people have been arrested, sometimes denied bail at the insistence of the state, and then they have to suffer for it, only for them to be removed on some kind of bail, and then usually the cases goes to die. That means that somebody, the only objective of this is to show them where power lies. And I'm saying that, look, power corrupts, and absolute power tends to corrupt absolutely. When these things keep happening, you may say it is them. Or you may say that similar things happened yesterday, and I've mentioned them. They happened yesterday. There were other people that were picked. There were other people that were arrested yesterday. But something shows that the reset has not affected this area of our economy. Something shows that we have not learned any lesson from those repressive regimes or from what happened. If we have learned, we shouldn't be doing what we are doing now. And I always say this is because, look, the current Attorney General went after 2016 when there was this, and his house was, like, state went there, they arrested him in the middle of the night. They violated every single right he has. The current Minister of Energy suffered a similar fate. The current Director General of EOCO suffered under state repression, to so much so that his businesses, we're told, were destroyed. And all these things happened to these men, whose only crime then was that they served in the former administration. Again, my point is that we are expected that we will see a kind of what? Reset in this. That will say, look.
In the case of Raymond Archer, he was not an appointee.
Appointee, good.
He was not.
Thank you, I agree. Yes. But that also, so you could see what state power, let's agree, raw state power could do to what? Appointees and also what? Ordinary citizens. Right. Then you would then expect that today, these same people, once you have power, can sit down and say, let's tone it down a bit. Let's be more measured, because we know what can happen when power changes. We know what can happen. But it seems that that call has not been heard. It seems that that has not been the case. So my question then becomes, here's a government that has said, that is touting its economic benefits. That is touting what they have achieved. Inflation, fuel prices, exchange rate, all these good things. So why is this same government so averse to criticisms? For me, these one-time arrests speak of what? A certain amount of frustration. It's coming from a place of frustration, not a place of strength. Because if you are that strong, if people are really feeling the impact of your policies, you shouldn't care what some fancy kenke or fancy comedy says. If you really think that the people are benefiting from what you are doing, you shouldn't care what Okojechi Afrifa says. You shouldn't care what, say, Obama Pokwase says. You shouldn't care if you really think that you have solved the Dumso problem. If you really think that Dumso is not a problem, why do you arrest somebody whose only crime is that he put up a poster that says that Dumso is back? So why should that lead to arrest by the state. People will say vicious things, yes. But we shouldn't criminalize foolishness. The person says something that is vicious, that in itself, we should not criminalize it. We shouldn't criminalize stupidity. If the people are stupid, we shouldn't criminalize it. We shouldn't criminalize indiscretion. If the people are exercising indiscretion or doing that, we shouldn't criminalize it. We shouldn't criminalize loose talk. If the people are speaking loosely, you are the government. You can control almost the communication machine of this country. Put up counter evidence, counter facts to do it. But look, sometimes what we then do is that these things do not stop people from being, let me say, mischievous, from being dubious, or from saying similar things. If they could, the first person that was arrested will not see them happening. But more people are doing, because sometimes you embolden them. When you do this, people are not going to all of a sudden say, hey, I'm afraid I'm going to arrest, so I'll keep quiet. They're not going to keep quiet. Because sometimes some of these people are looking for the limelight, the political limelight, and you give it to them. My point is that the frustrations of the people, of the masses, should not be visited on people who have, I heard somebody say, because of cheap data and cheap China phones, people don't have that. Yes, if somebody is bored and sit down and thinks that he's going to criticize government, don't give him the limelight.
Right.
Don't threaten media freedom. Don't threaten the freedom of individuals, because people are going to talk, people are going to communicate. If your performance is that stellar, let it speak for itself. Right. And look, there's a popular apartheid, not apartheid, genocide poem that is going on. So and I like to quote it. It's a first they came. First they came for the workers, I said I wasn't one of them. They came for the unionists, I said I wasn't a union. They came for all the other people, I said I wasn't one of them. I can go through the list. By the time they come for you, there's nobody to fight for you. First, they are coming for, let me say, NPP members. Then you say, oh, it's justified. And what is worrying is that people in defense of this make a false equivalence. It happened yesterday, it's happening again. I'm saying yes. But the fact that it happened yesterday and you are making it happen now only festers the fact that it happened tomorrow. The thing is that yesterday you were the receiving end. Today you are the giving end. Has it bothered on you that tomorrow you might also be on the receiving end? Right. So for me, that lesson should be, now they are coming after political opponents. Now they are using the law against sometimes low-hanging fruits, or sometimes ground-lying fruits of the political chain. Men and women who, under normal circumstances, cannot even guarantee a bail or anything. And sometimes it's the ridiculous loan bail conditions. Okay. So we need something, and that is where I think that the judiciary or the Chief Justice might come in. Because if something is a misdemeanor, I'm not a lawyer, if it's a simple thing, sometimes the bail conditions make you sit down and wonder what actually is a bail condition. Now, that is not the government. That is coming from, let me say, the bench. And the bench may say that, okay, we have determined that based on the severity. But I'm saying that if somebody's only crime is that Dumsor is back, and you say, go and bring a house in Accra for a surety for the loan. If this guy can build a house in Accra, will he sit down and be saying things like this? If this guy has that amount of money, will he sit down and be making such statements? Okay. So my point is that I don't know how we can talk about it, but maybe they might have to say, look, for this misdemeanor and these other things, as for the arrest, the state would arrest. The state will do this, and the state will come and say, we don't want to have any, how do you call that thing, bail. But to the judiciary also then sit down and say, look, these people, and also make sure that their bail conditions casually match. Somebody comes and you see the person, he's hungry. We've seen the guy, there's nothing to show that guy, and then you are giving him a loan. That means that you just want to keep him there. My point is, we should be able to have somebody there that says, look, for these issues, they will happen. You cannot have a democracy without, let me say, loose talk. You cannot have a democracy without temporary speech. You cannot have a democracy without, let me say, trouble rousers or trouble rousers. You will have them. They are fruits of the system. The only place you don't have them is in a repressive regime. North Korea, China, other places where you cannot breathe. But once you are a place of this thing. And finally, I want to end on this. It was the NDC and the PNDC and the PNDC that brought us the criminal libel laws. Right. It was the MPP and the Nana Akufo-Addo that repealed the criminal libel law. The criminal libel laws came with a culture of silence, and everybody said it was bad. It was the NPP that repealed the criminal libel laws. And I'm saying that today, it's like the NPP is the one suffering from the repeal of those criminal libel laws. We shouldn't go back to criminalize free speech. We should factor into our system that loose speech, maybe some inaccurate speech or something, People have said this. The culture of silence is bad.
Yeah.
Like somebody said that we should add any day, any night, to tolerate the culture of the noise.
Okay.
Culture of even loose noise. Any day, anytime over the culture of silence, because our democracy thrives when people are allowed to speak and speak freely.
Okay.
That is a fact and research quoted by Samson Ladi Anyenene. I am saying this because I want to put us in context. That administration, the Akufo-Addo administration was told were intolerant. The Akufo-Addo administration were told was bringing in culture of silence. That is why important personalities like Mr. Sam Jonah had to go on it to say that the culture of silence is creeping into this country. And we were told that journalists like Manasseh and others were persecuted under that administration. So you will then think that when under this reset, this thing will be different. But we have been told, and this is to say that if that administration was considered repressive, considering what is happening now, how early it is happening, then we are in for some serious trouble. We are in for a more regressive and an oppressive regime. And that is what the research is saying. Since this government has come into power right now, more than 13 people have been arrested for what they have said on TV or on radio or online. For things they have said, more than 13 people. If you add Martin Kwebu for just being arrested for what he has said on air, you are looking for more than 40 people. That means that technically every man, in fact, he actually went on to say that it's about 2/3. That if you take the 13 or 14 months of the NDC regime, they have used, abused, and misused these repressive laws against innocent Ghanaians more than the whole 8 years of the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo administration.
So, political persecution, is it a perception or it's a reality?
Well, let me say good morning to
in delivering on submitting on your matter, you must have it at the back of your mind that Abronya DC matter is clearly a case between the judge and Abronya DC. So,
and would that be considered as a political persecution?
Well, the MPP believes it's a case of political persecution. The party believe the government is behind this.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, Muru. I will start from an angle that is very interesting. Have you asked yourself why erring party members are hauled before their own disciplinary committee?
It could be due to different. It could do several reasons.
It could be some of these things. That what you're doing, right, is anti-party.
Okay.
You are bringing the name of the party into dispute. Why is it that if it is on the other side, it is persecution? So I ask myself, Moro, can you insult your father?
I dare not.
So why is it that in the name of politics, we throw away our value system? I am building a point. I want the Ghana police to understand that the kind of president that we have today, I'm not too sure he's interested in things of that nature. He has a legacy to build. That is what he has promised to this country. And that is what I believe is on the agenda for him. Now, if it is the fact that people are being hauled before the law court or being taken through some of these things, if it is a matter of fact that they are following the rule of law, I don't have a problem. But if it is a matter of, it is based on flimsy excuses, then it means you are abusing the human rights of the very citizens you are supposed to protect. Now, reasons have been averred. Somebody saying, what's it called, Doomsday is back and all those things. I'm not too sure the police has explained to us why somebody has been picked up.
Okay.
Probably when they go to court, then the charges are leveled. That is when you will know.
In the case of David Esando, the other day, it must have been Master Plata Jr. who gave me his AK, I believe so. But in the case of the Bono regional, how do you call it, regional, I think it's a Bono, It's Agona West.
Agona is in the Goma.
Yes. They are. I think they are constituency organizer. I think that's David.
I don't even want to deal with individual cases.
The reason why I'm bringing this up because of the point you just made, which is that you said it was the police that invited. In the case of that gentleman, it was actually the BNI. Now, when they got there, according to the Deputy General Secretary, he was here in the studio. It must have been on Friday or Thursday, so he was here in the studio when this matter came up. And I asked him whether he had officially been told by the arresting authority why he had been arrested.
Yeah.
And Mustafa, who is Haruna Mohammed, Haruna Mohammed, told me that when he was there, when the lawyers asked the BNI officials, of course, he credits them for one thing, which is that they were very professional. He said that. But when they asked them, why are you arresting our client? He said the BNI officials told him it was because the gentleman had written or had caricatured John Mohammed's picture somewhere and had written Dumso is back. And I was saying that I'll be surprised if that in itself is a crime. But he insisted. I asked him 3 times, are you sure that's what the BNI official said? He said yes. But you see, unfortunately for us, and because of the kind of communication structure that we have with some of the security and intelligence agencies, if you don't have an insider person where you can phone the person and say, is this what you said? The BNI doesn't talk.
It's true.
National security, they don't talk. You understand what I'm saying? So you are unable to either validate or invalidate the claim the person has made. And so then you have to go with, because he's a politician, so then you have to go with what he said. So for now, what is in the public domain is that David Sando was invited by the BNI because he said that Dumso was back, and he had put Mohammed's picture. I don't know whether it was actually on Facebook or somewhere. It was so that's why he on bail? He's on bail. He's been granted bail. Yes,
he's been granted bail.
Yes.
Well, we need to see whether he'll be sent to court. Other than that, it will amount to reckless use of state power.
Right.
Now, following this, I want to narrow it down on Abronye.
Okay.
Not because the judge declined bail or something of that sort. And I'll start by saying that, and which I said, I think, Metro TV Saturday in the morning. In this country, the support base of the NDC and the MPP cannot win anybody an outright election in this country. Because even if you checked the list of registered members of the MPP, how many are they? Would they even be up to 2 million? They will not. And yet, when the voting is done, they will hit 5 million. When voting is done, NDC could hit 6 million and vice versa. Who are those people? Now, this is the advice I'm giving.
Right.
There are certain demographics that you have to attract in order to win the election in this country. And I don't think that whatever MPP is doing is just to remain in opposition. They want to win. So we are looking at the non-aligned, the neutrals, right?
Yes.
Floating voters. You do not attract any of these demographics if you rely on the pronouncement of Abronye. What worries me sometimes, and I want to grant Dr. Baumia that opportunity. Well, as a leader, you may want to identify yourself with the people who are supporting you, right? Okay. And then you want to be there for them, make one statement or the other. But if Dr. Baumia identifies himself with Mr. Abronye, I pity him. Okay. I will pity him. There may be others.
Have you seen Dr. Mahmoud Baumia's statement on this matter?
The press freedom thing.
Yes.
So I'm linking it to that.
Okay.
So if we are looking at what's it called, the culture of silence is back, I think that is just an exaggeration. It cannot be. Because why are we here if there is culture of silence? Right. And is anybody harassing us with the state power? It's because we are responsible and we are behaving responsibly. If you look at Press Freedom Index from 2021 up to 2025, 2021, Ghana was ranked 30th. Then we deteriorated in 2022, 60th. 2024, then we at least improved 50th. 2023, another deterioration, 62nd. Right? And 2024, 50th. Okay. In 2025, in the period where we are claiming the culture of silence is back, we are ranked globally 39th out of 180 and 4th in Africa. Okay. So if maybe the opposition is crying wolf about press freedom and other things, I think that it is not supported by data. And Dr. Bawumia likes to, interrogate data. So probably if it is not a matter of political statement, he should, avert his mind to this. So I am of the view that in all of this, if any of these arrests is not following rule of law, I am for it. I'll condemn that. Because if today it is affecting someone, and you think that you do not support that person, that is it. Tomorrow it could affect you. And as he rightly pointed out, who is going to be there for you? I think that behind the scenes too, government or the leadership must equally be talking to the police. There is a thin line between demoralizing the police from doing their work and then aggravating the situation because of over-enthusiastic policemen who will want to please the powers that be, right? That they are doing things to favor them. I don't think that is the case. The president, the vice president means they don't need any of such, self-aggrandizing decisions taken by the police. That is if it is not following, due process. And so I think that it is early days yet.
But anyway, please go ahead.
Somebody to think that this particular government has degenerated into a culture of silence. It's not backed, by data. And you see, this 1961 section, this section 207, Mr. Afenyamake, referred to it, 208. It is there. It is still in the books, though. This thing has been repealed. That one too is still there, and they will quote, against you. Why is it that if you cannot insult your father, whether in private or in public, why must you, in the name of politics, insult, abuse, accuse, unproven things against other people, or in the name of politics? And if the parties will haul individuals who act in an anti-party manner before the disciplinary committees and could be sanctioned, in the same way, they should allow the rule of law to prevail.
Okay. All right. I guess that we'll have to move on. We have two more topics to look at.
I just wanted to add something small. You see, I generally agree with what Doc is saying about the need for us to, for want of a better word, be more decent in our political narrative. But you see, there's a background. I don't like doing it, but there's a gentleman called Kevin Taylor.
Okay.
You know him?
Yes, I know.
You know him?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
I also see excerpts of some of the things he says.
No, you know him? You
I
see
don't know
him
him personally.
No, I'm saying you've seen him.
Yes.
This man walked into this country chest out. Had the full protection of the state. When the James judiciary had made rulings against him, when no ordinary human being in Ghana should have gotten that amount of protection. Until finally he ended up in the court. And the court literally absolved him of all his sins. And then he's gone back and he's continued what he's doing. If you supported or provided shelter for Kevin Taylor and today you are condemning Abronye, that is witchcraft. If you thought that Kevin Taylor had the right to do whatever he's doing and he's still insulting people, and then Abronye is the bad one, that is not only hypocrisy, it is the height of what? Witchcraft. And I'm saying this because that is what we are doing. That is the false equivalency we are giving people. That you think that once somebody's commentary supports me, that person should have some amount of what? Cover up. But once somebody's commentary doesn't. Mama said when we justify this and we provide political coverage, political support for these people, and that's why betrayals happen. Look, I've said it. If you are in a democracy, these things are baked into the cake. People will be responsible in the way they talk. People will be. When you keep weaponizing this thing and heightening it, it leads to something. And I'm saying that. Let's take the pedal off the car small. Let's sit down and build some tolerance for some of these small simple things. Not like what is it? And then we begin to say that let's allow. Because again and again, as I said, power corrupts and absolute power will always corrupt. Absolutely.
But
Just a little more.
yeah, but you made a very strident statement about Kevin Taylor, and your claim is that Kevin Taylor has come to this country a few times under state protection. Do you know that as a matter of fact?
Well, I'm not a lawyer,
Yes.
But I'm thinking that
No, I'm not talking about the court case.
I'm making a case. If the court, and in some of the cases, the courts have found him in the case that if he was in the country, we arrested, right? So let's say this: the court says that Moro, Mr. Moro, you are here again. I'm talking like somebody who doesn't know the law. If the courts find you guilty, the first thing that they will arrest you, right? If they will not arrest you and you have come, there will be a bench warrant or is it a table warrant, whatever warrant for you to be captured, right? That warrant is supposed to be enforced by the state.
Yes.
Let's take it one after that.
Of course.
If you are coming to this country, the government of Ghana knows you are coming in. If there's a warrant for you, immigration services, customs services, all the state intelligence can know you are coming to the country. So, if despite that warrant, if despite all these things against you, you are allowed free passage to come. In fact, even on his way to court, he could have been arrested by the state, right? There are police officers at the court, the same court. Now, if this same man has a free passage, comes in, walks freely to court, has a case and goes out, the state enabled him. The state did. Because a private individual does not have that power, that legal power, that statutory power to allow him a free passage to go. An individual doesn't have a private. It's only the state that has the power to do that. So if we want somebody who enabled that to happen, is the state.
Right.
That's the argument I'm making. It's the state.
But I think I followed that matter not fully.
People who are not hardcore members of your party.
Floating voters. You've talked
Some
about
floating
them so much.
voters.
Yes, swing voters.
You don't attract floating voters with this kind of journalism or vituperative attacks.
The political parties
So I don't expect Dr. Babian to identify himself with him.
Well,
any other person, fine. But not Abronia's type of.
Let me read this message by so you're very one of our ardent one of our ardent viewers, and he's a gentleman I'm yet to meet, but I like his perspectives that he shares. Master Planner Junior, yes, from Kintampo. He's a policy analyst. He says, great insights from Dr. Zato. Watching you live from Frankfurt. Hey, Master Planner, you're a big man. You, me and you, we there for a cry. What did they do for Germany?
No, he did Kintampo. He's a Master Planner Kintampo. He can't pass you go. You be there.
The one who said
you be there.
He said he's sending me a message from Kintampo. Yeah, the man sent to Germany.
Be there.
Anyway, so it says that it says the incoming MPP National Youth Organizer Commander Chris Nana Lloyd and Commander Mandela. He says he's there with them in Germany with the two of them. Oh wow! It's a special greetings to Osahini Apenyomakin, Honorable Anodon Honorable Sabi Oku, a lawyer Henry Nana Boachi, and the lawyer Justin Frimpong Kodia JFK. God bless them abundantly for the support. Master Planner Junior Policy Analyst from Kintampo. So he's saying a big thanks to the likes of Nana Lloyd, Commander Mandela, Osahini Apenyoma King, Honorable Anadompre, Honorable Sabiuku, and also lawyer Henry Nadabachi, and lawyer Justin Frimpong Kodia. He's saying a big thanks to them for, I believe, he's not told me this, but I believe it's because they facilitated his trip to Germany. But he won't tell me what he's going to do in Germany. That one he won't tell me. Master Planner, anyway, good to hear from you. So I want us to, and then also Reverend Jones Latte, he's also sent us this message. It says that lawmakers have no business making statements at press conference. Apenyomaki knows very well that the best place to deal with political persecution is to draw the attention of the Speaker of Parliament and raise the matter in Parliament for debate. Is Dr. Zato saying that the arrest of Arbonia was done at the instruction of the government? Is he aware of the separation of powers in Ghana? Yes, the bail conditions in Ghana is terrible. However, no government must be held responsible for the decision of a judge. And, okay, he wants to know whether he was arrested, whether Arbonia was arrested because he violated the bail conditions. It's not too clear what exactly was the reason why he's been remanded in custody for 2 more weeks, and it's information which we're not privy to. But perhaps when we speak to the lawyers, I'm sure Zato can get some more information from some of his friends. I'm also doing the same. I've sent a message out for them to tell us what exactly was the reason why he's been remanded for 2 weeks in custody. Anyway, so...
Have you forgotten the young guys who went on demonstration against Galamsey?
Oh, you mean
2024.
Oh, you mean occupied the Jolobi guys, and what happened to them?
How many days were they remanded? They were denied bail.
Yeah, they were denied bail. Are you talking about Oliver Bakavoma when
Yes, all of them.
Wherever you are, pray for his safety. pray for his security.
What's
Pray that
what's
the
wrong with
good
him?
Lord will keep him. Because his lawyer is saying that the guy has a health problem. He said the guy has not eaten. He's talking about lack of access. Wherever you are, just say a small prayer for him, that the good Lord will keep him, that the good Lord will strengthen him, and the good Lord will keep him in health as he goes through these trials and tribulations. That at the end of the day, if justice is done and he's released, we will know that justice is done. If justice is not also done and he's sent to prison, then we know he's in full prison. But whatever you do, do not ignore him in your worst wishes and prayers, because we know what happens when these things happen.
Okay.
So we're fighting for a good cause.
Yes. So gentlemen, there's another matter which is very political in nature, and I want us to watch this video.
National chairman was saying that he's doing his tour, his thank you tour.
Do you agree with that?
My opinion has always been that we could have done it together. But the national chairman is doing it because everybody is busy doing something else. That is what he's doing. But I'm saying that irrespective of that, as stakeholders, since we won election, the relationship between the party and government haven't been the best. It is not about jobs. It's not about who gives who job. It's not about who didn't give who job. I'm saying the relationship between the party and the government to ensure that we succeed together have not been the best.
When you say the party, are you referring to the party at the base or party at Adabraka versus
The
Jubilee
party,
House?
no, there's no Adabraka and Jubilee House.
What I mean is at the head office of the national executive.
I am the elected head of the party's administration in terms of deputy. I'm the deputy general secretary. It means that all NDC people trusted that we can manage their affairs. And the arrowhead is the president, who is the leader. The second in command is the national chairman. So in most cases, the national chairman is de facto if the president is not around. We have situations where it switches. The president is the leader of the party. He is also the leader of government. And I'm saying that our relationship as a party and as government have not been the best. It may not have been deliberate, because when we came, there was too much pressure, everybody running here and there. We are doing well. Everybody is praising us for stabilizing the economy, stabilizing this, stabilizing that. But the danger is that we are leaving our party behind. And I'm concerned, as the officer in charge of operation, I am concerned that we have to go back into conclave to assess what we have done so far, what we have not done, so that we correct same and move on. The stakeholdership of the party is so huge. Look, every election cycle, there are people who go home. So we have former national executives, former constituency executives, former regional executives, who are part of the stakeholders of this party. Anytime we win election, a number of people go home. We have former appointees, i.e. former ministers, former MPs, former DCs, who are stakeholders of this party. They are also sitting on the fence. We have current executive structure from the branch to national. We have ministers, we have CEOs. Even though we have ministers, we have CEOs, we have board members, who are also stakeholders of this party.
To be honest, I feel very sad for President John Dramani Mahama. I mean, the betrayal of President John Dramani Mahama is monumental.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a gentleman who came to the people of Ghana and said, look, there are problems with the country, and I want to solve the problems in the educational sector, in health sector, and so on. He proclaimed a reset agenda. And he appointed people to assist him to realize that objective. And many of the people he appointed to help him to realize that objective, they don't just care. They don't care about reset. They don't care about restructuring the economy. They don't care about anything. All they care about is replacing him. What? Poor Mahama. Poor Mahama. And he's sitting there being held hostage. You know, and he's not been able to crack the whip. And they're dancing around him in circles and making nonsense of all the proclamations he has made. It's unbelievable. Visit the NDC social media platforms and see what is happening there. Who is talking about how to achieve the 24-hour economy? That's not their concern. It's about who is going to replace Mahama. It's so sad, it's unbelievable. So he appointed these people to help him leave a legacy. The people he appointed to help him to leave a legacy are saying to us that, oh, don't worry, very soon he'll become a lame duck. That's what they say.
Yeah.
They say, oh, by next year he'll be a lame dog. You have no power. We don't have to respect him. So let's start our campaign. What?
And they're actually campaigning. Can you just imagine?
Don't you pity President Mahama? It's so sickening, it's sad. And what does this tell the people of Ghana? What this tells the people of Ghana is that those at the helm of affairs don't care about us. They don't care about us. It's about themselves. Their ambition to become president. And sometimes I wonder whether they understand what it means to be president. Sometimes I suspect that it's about just driving in convoys with sirens and so on, the trappings of office. And quite frankly, David, some of the people who want to be president, look at them. Do they look like presidents? Do you think they have the capacity to be president? What is this rubbish? And it's happening all the time. In spite of caution by well-meaning people, it's getting worse. I know as a fact that the Council of Elders of the National Democratic Congress at some stage last year saw that this was causing a lot of problems and that it could divide the party, derail the party, and push the party into opposition, and decided to take some measures. I know what measures they took. And I know who went to the Council of Elders of the NDC to promise that they were going to stop. Have they stopped?
All right. So the NDC's internal issues and the quest to succeed the president, John Dramani Mahama, after anyway, so it says that it says the incoming MPP National Youth Organizer Commander, Chris Nana Lloyd and Commander Mandela. Oh, say he says he's there with them in Germany with the two of them.
Oh, wow.
It's a special greetings to Osahini Apenyomaking, Honorable Anodon Prayer, Honorable Sabi Oku, a lawyer Henry Nanabuachi, and the lawyer Justin Frimpong Kodia, JFK. God bless them abundantly for the support. Master Planner Junior Policy Analyst from Kintampo. So he's saying a big thanks to the likes of Nana Lloyd, Commander Mandela, Osahini Apenyoma King, Honorable Anodon Prayer, Honorable Sabi Oku, and also lawyer Henry Nanabuachi, and lawyer Justin Frimpong Kodia. He's saying a big thanks to them for, I believe, he's not told me this, but I believe it's because they facilitated his trip to Germany. But he won't tell me what he's going to do in Germany. Now he won't tell me. Master Planner, anyway, good to hear from you. So I want us to, and then also Reverend Jones Latte, he's also sent us this message. It says that lawmakers have no business making statements at press conference. Apenyomaki knows very well that the best place to deal with political persecution is to draw the attention of the Speaker of Parliament and raise the matter in Parliament for debate. Is Dr. Zato saying that the arrest of Arbonia was done at the instruction of the government? Is he aware of the separation of powers in Ghana? Yes, the bail conditions in Ghana is terrible. However, no government must be held responsible for the decision of a judge. And, okay, he wants to know whether he was arrested, whether Arbonia was arrested because he violated the bail conditions. It's not too clear what exactly was the reason why he's been remanded in custody for 2 more weeks, and it's information which we're not privy to. But perhaps when we speak to the lawyers, I'm sure Zato can get some more information from some of his friends. I'm also doing the same. I've sent a message out for them to tell us what exactly was the reason why he's been remanded for 2 weeks in custody. Anyway, so...
Have you forgotten the young guys who went on demonstration against Galamsey?
Oh, you mean the
2024?
Oh, you mean Occupy the Jolobi guys?
Yes.
And what happened to them?
How many days were they remanded for? They were denied bail.
Yeah, they were denied bail. Are you talking about Oliver Bakavoma?
Yes, all of them.
All of them, yes. Anyway.
Because the president is worried Because the only thing he will have to do is to raise his machete and cut. He doesn't have anybody to please. After all, he's just a one term. When he's done, he's done. But he should secure his government and create the peace.
But Doc, I'm working with you. You are my appointee. I have heard that you have an ambition. I have given you KPIs. You are meeting those KPIs. Why do I care whether you have an ambition or not?
As long as your ambition
yes.
is a distraction.
How? I've given you KPIs.
Yes.
I've given you KPIs. The deliverables are there. You are supposed to meet them. I said, leave this one, take it there. Do this, do that. I'm doing it.
If that were the
How
case,
does my ambition?
How
does my ambition bother the president?
If that were the case, why would they be complaining?
No, people are free to complain, which is fine. But I'm just saying that we must also begin to critique and interrogate the basis for the complaint.
Okay.
If there's a certain minister or there's an appointee who has an ambition, but the person, this appointee, is not delivering, then you have basis to say that, look, you now you're not doing the job well. And you too, instead of focusing on fixing the challenges or fixing your incompetence, you are rather focusing on ambition. So go and stay at home.
Great.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I'm saying that if the appointee is doing their job, I don't have, and I am the appointing authority, or I am the appointor. I have no reason to reshuffle you or to take you out of that position. As far as I'm concerned, you're doing a good job.
Yes.
Why must just the fact that a mere hearsay that you have an ambition be a reason or sufficient basis for me to say that I am reshuffling you or I'm sacking you? I mean, what kind of... Then the man will perhaps sack a lot of his appointees. Because as we sit, there are close to about 20 people who are waiting for the bell to be rung, for them to say they are interested.
Yeah. I get your point.
You know, and for all you know, that appointee is perhaps one of your brightest spots. Or Jumanu, he's doing the job, he's delivering.
You see?
So if I don't have any reason to think that you are being sidetracked or you're being distracted by your ambition, why would I sack you?
What?
There are people who don't have ambition, but they are not doing anything.
Yeah, Moro, yes, I agree. What is the basis of the disconnect? What is the basis of the disconnect between the government and the party?
Yes.
The chairman of the party,
national
if he has
chairman.
an ambition, the national chairman, Mr. Sidin Katia, a man I highly respect.
Right.
If he has an ambition of becoming the flag bearer of the party, do you think there could be a disconnection?
Again, let me ask you this question.
And you see, the chairman is not an appointer.
He's not.
That is
yes, he's not an appointee.
He's not an
appointee. I agree.
Appointee, sir.
Yes.
He's not an appointee of the
That is
president.
true. He's not an appointee. He's
So
a party
that in
officer.
itself is very dicey. That in itself is
But
very
that
dicey.
is why perhaps
So
Mustafa
take
Bande
for
should have told
example,
us.
he is going on thank you tour.
Yes.
You were elected before the president.
Yes.
Why didn't you go on a thank you tour when you were elected?
But I said,
Why must it be a situation where the president has gone on a thank you tour already? He has been elected freshly. Then you also decide to go on a thank you tour. Well, it is not bad. But a situation where if you listen to what Mr. Bande said, he should have equally been part of the thank you tour.
No problem. In order to give context to the conversation we're having, in order to enrich it, you recall that this matter came out before.
Yes.
Asedun Ketia had granted an interview. It was the same, my younger brother Umar Sanda. My younger brother Umar Sanda. He asked him, why was good?
I'm not PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.